Oops, I just made it all the battle map. Let's take it from this top. I'll cut this out. Welcome, everybody, to the Arcane Quandaries of Strixhaven, our actual play set in the Strixhaven Academy. A little bit from the book, a little bit from my noggin, and a little bit from these wonderful players. Our Ambience is brought to us by Syrinscape and TabletopAudio, and our music is licensed through Soundstripe.com and Musicbed.com. Great services for your own content creation at home. Not sponsors, but great products. Shannon, do you want to talk a little bit about Paradise's partners?
Sure.
What was that?
Sure.
It sounded like you said schnurr.
Sure. I just had to pull up the right document. Okay. So we've got lots of lovely people here that make Paradise. Starting with Arcane Spectacles, they are tabletop RPG accessory shop that is passionate about delivering magic to adventurers' tables. Their spectacles consist of spell slot trackers, dice vaults, mugs, ornaments, and many other magical products. Right now, however, they are on a hiatus until the holidays, but you can still buy their dice. And if you do, you can use the code Paradise for 10% off. Yay! You can also use that code at Talon and Claw, who are also wonderful creators of tabletop accessories. They have DM screens, dice vaults, dice like this beauty, lots of all the coaster. They had like class coaster. Whoa, yeah, that DM screen. Ooh. Look at that beauty. Very nice.
I've got one of those downstairs.
Yeah, very nice. So you can use the code Paradise there for your 10% off your new tabletop accessory that you absolutely need to treat yourself to. Next we have the Underground Oracle. They are Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a best-selling third-party publisher creating 5th edition supplements for both players and GMs. They take a lore-first approach to all titles that they create, producing well-balanced and high-quality supplements that drive storytelling from both sides of the screen. Through their Patreon, they release twice-monthly supplements in the vein of Tasha's or Xanathar's that patrons can gain early access to for as little as $3 a month. That's it, just $3. So if you have a little bit of spare coin, toss it their way, sign up for their Patreon, join their Discord. Awesome content, awesome people. Last but not least, Eddie York is our character artist for our original show, Advantage in Paradise, which airs on Mondays at 6 p.m. now. We're an hour earlier. Our lovely Kelsey, I don't know where you are on the thing in relation to me, but she did our art for this show. And we love her so much. So go check Eddie out on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon, and check Miss Kelsey out on Twitter as well. Yeah. That's it.
Good job. I think you pointed it. I looked at the overlay and you pointed in every direction except where Kelsey is.
Except the one. Now I see. Now I'm looking at it again. She's down there. She's down there. She's down there. High five. Nope.
You guys are crushing it. It's that exact kind of coordination that you're going to need to get yourselves out of the sticky situation you're in currently in game. So just
we decided that we're not going to get caught.
That's true. I forgot.
Made that executive decision when Sean stepped away from the
And you know, that proposal is right here on my desk, and we'll review it now.
Has been approved.
It's been approved.
Damn.
All right, let's do a very, very quick recap. I say every time I start a recap, and then they take forever.
Only when you don't write them down.
True. But even then, they're pretty long-winded. Anyway, but 2 weeks ago on the Arcane Quandaries of Strixhaven, you all dealt with the aftermath of the carnival incident, where you questioned some folks, particularly Shale, the Dean of Radiance, who was a bit lacked some confidence in her abilities, but was able to give you a little bit of information, but primarily did not want you to alert the Oracle's office of the incident that happened. The carnival was supposed to go off without any problems, and this was a big problem. So she basically was like, let's just not talk about this. I'll take care of it. You all go enjoy the carnival. And you all decided to go and meet with Professor Willowdusk, the Treant, who is the oldest being on Strixhaven's campus, besides Mergaxer, the Oracle, to ask about the story of the 5 heroes who saved Strixhaven, that sacrificed themselves to save Strixhaven several centuries ago. He engaged in a story about each of the different heroes, all representing the individual colleges. You had Mina Lee representing Silverquill, Xanthar Bowen representing Prismari, Tilana Kapunte representing Quadrix, and then Rosie from Lorehold. And then, of course, Mergaxar from Witherbloom. As they stopped the rogue oracle from 3 centuries ago, Jadzi, and unfortunately most of them, everyone except for Mergaxar, lost their lives in the fight. And from this story, you began to ponder who might be responsible for the incident at the carnival. And you decided you were going to go to the Biblioplex, the library, to start doing some research into finding out whatever you could. Your leading theory right now, I believe, is that it is, since there was a undead threat at the carnival, that someone is working with the ghosts, I believe, is the leading theory of one of these deceased party members, because the servant of the undead specter that you witnessed at the carnival did say Mergaxar must pay. So you went to the library, checked out a room, got some cocoa in that room, some other things from Kettle to Kettle, and did some studying there to learn a little bit about the bayou, the swamps around Witherbloom, because that's where the incident took place with the old Oracle and Mergaxar and his party. You learned about the different threats in the jungle, while Nora was looking up stuff about the original party, the 5. Unfortunately, as predicted, you weren't going to be able to find anything other than the general history unless you get it from the restricted section, which the librarians were quick to note. All of this also after you thoroughly broke the programming of a college tour robot by asking it where the restricted section was so that you could avoid this restricted section. And you rolled really well. So it was like, well, that's pretty logical. If you want to avoid somewhere, you got to know where it is, so you avoid it. And it described the exact path to get there, which you then proceeded to take once you realized you had reached your limit in the study lounge of what you were going to get. And though the path was basically take 2 rights and then you'll be there, it was a little more complicated than that, as you started to feel the twisting and time-bending effects of the Biblioplex. Lance fell through a wall and began falling down an endless tunnel, which happens sometimes. But you all were able to jab your hand through the wall and grab him and pull him out in time to rush forward, get through the nexus you needed to get to, and begin moving towards the restricted section through some magical darkness, which Nora could see through, so she could guide you through it, leading you to a room with a circular pit filled with what looked like fractal glass all about. You were able to Alberto was able to fly you over so that you could avoid it, where you found a door that seemed to be magically enchanted. And with Detect Magic, you were able to detect that there seemed to be a abjuration item somewhere within the fractal glass below, which, as you cast magic in the room, began to move. As you all very clearly could see, below are what appear to be a couple fractal mascots, which, as I said, are creatures made from facets of hard light, made up of living equations created by extrapolating magic from the mathematical patterns in nature. But a more simple way to think of them is they are glass snakes. They're snakes made up of broken glass and fractal lights. Unpleasant, scratchy, and There's a whole pit of them. So currently this is where you are. You are standing on the edge. You're in this kind of tight space where all of you are before this door. I actually think that you guys are not all together. I think some of you stayed on the other side. I think it was just Marine and all.
I think I'm on the
I went over
original
first,
side.
and then I switched with with
Yes,
Marine.
yes. Lance and Nora are on one side. Marine and Alberto are on the other side. All you know right now is that there is a magical lock on the door, and there is something that seems like a magical key in the pit itself amongst the fractal snakes. What would y'all like to do?
How are you holding up there, kids?
Impatient.
Oh, and one other note that I remember I described last week that you might not remember is that there are the tracks on the ceiling that are like where there are little doors, which seems to be where the archivists move quickly through these spaces and don't have to deal with all the this magical stuff.
Maybe we go fly up there. It might not be magically locked. Like here, and trapped.
Do you want me to check that out? I can just go fly up.
That might be good.
All right. So Alberto is gonna fly up there and check if it's locked.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
No. What's my investigation? 0. Okay. Well, that's a 10.
Right in the
10.
middle.
All right, perfectly in the middle. So I guess the basics, you get up there, and it's large enough for a medium creature to go through, and but there's no like doorknob or keyhole. It actually kind of looks like in a house where you have any kind of like storage area where there's just sort of that knobless panel that needs to be moved. So, and if you kind of like push on it, like nothing happens. It looks like it's activated by the presence of an archivist, most likely, and that it's not something that can just be sort of like, whoop.
All right. So I put on my small spectacles and I just start looking at it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I don't see much of this. I think it's just activated by the people who helped us, the archivist. That's how he says it.
Do you think we have to wait for one of them to come through and just follow them in?
That is one option.
Probably, yeah. Does anybody have the magical ability of transforming into one of them?
I wish.
I would say at this time you all would also start to hear the kind of like glass against glass scratching as these creatures are not staying in the hole the longer you're here. You see they do start to kind of slither up. They seem like they're probing more so than they're coming up to immediately attack you, but like they will probably switch to a more aggressive state the longer you're in here. Timer.
So
No!
We should make our way up there.
There was the abjuration magic in the bit at the pit, but remind me, I don't know if I missed it. Was there magic on the door?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a matching magic between the door and the small ping in the pit.
Well, I can't dispel magic, but someone trying to lockpick this might be our best bet right now.
That should not be me.
How do you pick a lock?
Is anyone proficient in these tools and has them?
No.
There's
I
no
don't know.
rogues in this
Nope.
party.
Tinker's
all-
tools.
Tinker's tools is better than nothing.
I'll stick a nail in there and hammer it till it
Oh,
opens.
no.
Just break the door entirely.
Just break the door.
What is everyone's passive perception?
12.
21.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Got the
Jesus.
observant feet.
Observant.
It's a good feat. I like that one.
13.
Lance, what's your passive perception?
It's also 12.
12, 12, 13, and 21. So, Marine, you, as Alberto is observing this and describing it, you kind of are looking as well from a distance. And you notice, it's very subtle, but you can definitely notice that there are vibrations in the tracks that if you listen carefully to them, you can kind of tell if an archivist were to be coming closer, it would start to get louder and louder. So you could try to guess how long it might take, or if one is coming towards you. If you listened closely, like if Alberto brought you up there, you can listen to determine if one is coming towards you all. Is one option to try to see if you can wait for an archivist.
Question.
Yes.
How far, like if I'm standing on the edge on the other side, how far are we from the glass?
Oh, like from the edge to the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about 20 feet.
Okay. And then from the glass to where the key is, how far is that?
Based on what Marine described, it's not that deep. It's probably only a couple feet deep, the glass itself.
May I please cast Mage Hand on the opposite side of the glass and move down? I thought the first part through. I didn't think the second part through. Well, I'm gonna come back to you on that one.
Okay.
Hold on. I convey my so I have half an idea. I can make this, and I'll just show them. No, I won't, because magic does things in here. I can make a spectral hand, and I can perhaps pick up the thing, but I can't. I could make the hand go under the glass, but I cannot bring it back.
Oh.
Why can't you bring... I can do that too. Why can't you bring it back?
Well, if I cast the hand underneath the glass and then I pick up the key's going to get stuck when I try to bring the key back. No?
Oh, the glass is broken.
Did we break it already?
Oh, no, it's a
No.
pool of shattered glass.
Oh! Well, then I have an idea! I forgot about that. Never mind! I'm going to do that! I'm going to use my mage hand. I'm going to... Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I'm
Use
gonna
my mage
ready a
hand.
bow. Like, I'm gonna ready one of my arrows just in case
Just in case
something
what?
happens. Just in case.
It's probably a good idea. I love Swarm Keeper's Mage Hand ability because it is just the swarm. It was so like Marine's Mage Hand would just be a couple piranhas going in and grabbing whatever.
Okay, my bud. My
my
babies, my
God.
buddies.
Mine is a hand made out of vines.
Ooh. All right, so Marine, you still have Detect Magic up?
Mm-hmm.
So you can guide Nora, because Nora, you can't, unless you cast Detect Magic, you can't see specifically where it is.
Don't have detect magic.
Like playing a crane game through Nora. She's like, look to the left, look to the left.
Oh my god, that's
You need to
exactly
be
what
more
this is.
specific.
The glass distorts it. You need to go a little bit more than you think.
Maybe you need to come stand over
Nora,
here.
you just have to keep bringing it down and picking up glass and moving it, bringing it down,
Get
picking up
over
glass
here.
until it gets just right.
I love it so much.
As everybody's doing that, I'm just being like, hey, you go. Yes, it's so exciting.
Nora, give me an investigation roll.
You got it, boss.
The snakes do react as soon as you cast Mage Hand. They do seem to become more aggressive, and they turn their attention to the side where you are, as opposed to where Marine is. What'd you get?
A 1.
Okay.
So 5.
So you'll still discover something here. It actually kind of fits perfectly with your hand goes in, your mage hand goes in, not your hand. And you're reaching for an object, and you don't really find like a loose object in there other than glass. And you're not sure if it's either that you just completely missed it because you rolled a natural 1, or it's or there isn't an object and it's something else in there.
So I'm like using my real hand and the mage hand's mirroring the images, and I guess can I kind of like feel that it's something that's not
all your I'd say all you can tell. I'll say that you like keep bringing the hand up, and I know we were joking, but it very much is like a crane hand where you're like grabbing with the hand and all you're finding is glass.
All right, your directions are not working from over there. Can you
I'll
come
go
over
to
here, please?
But while you're doing it, this
No.
snake...
No.
You watch as the snakes start to come together, and it seems like when they move through the glass, they're like pulling the glass onto themselves, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Hurry up!
Uppy.
Uppy, bring me over there,
Go
Uppy.
scoop up Marin.
Bring me over there, then like I'm just gonna like
Take
yeah,
my
I was
hand
gonna
and
like
guide it.
I'm just gonna take your hand and guide it, just like ghost it here. Just I'm gonna guide your hand.
That was nowhere near where you said it was.
It was my left, not yours.
Give me one more roll with advantage. After this roll, the snakes are going to conglomerate into one, and you might have to be rushing to that door. What'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so with Marine's guidance, you are able to find that it is not a key that's in the ground, but it is a basically a device, like a turn, like I can't think of the word for it. A dial that's turned to the right position.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty, Sean.
Oh, I did that correctly in my hand. It just is reversed.
You said you turn it. You said you turn it right to open it.
Did I?
No, you did. No, you just said you turn it.
Yeah. Yeah, Shannon.
Maybe I was just sorry.
It's okay.
Go.
And basically, like the mage hand does turn it to the point where you can see it like comes up out of the glass in the ground, and you can see as it comes up, it reaches a certain point where it reaches its maximum, and you hear kind of almost like a compressed lock on the other doors. You see some dust kick out of the door itself, because if the archivists are only going through those doors, no one goes through this door. So it's just a bunch of dust kicks out, and as you do this, you all, I imagine, are like, yeah, success. As you then would look and just see this big fractally glass snake cobra head comes up out of here, and it doesn't like hiss like a snake, it just scratches and screeches like glass against glass.
That's worse.
What would you like to do?
I would like to scoop up everybody that I can and just go out of the window if I'm flying or whatever I can
Still
do.
turning.
I would say that you could carry, you could probably carry 2 of them at one time over. Someone just might have to play it safe on the other side and defend themselves a little bit while you do that. Let's see. Yeah, Lance volunteers to.
I volunteer.
Okay.
Volunteers tribute.
All right, so Lance, I'll say Lance is going to. I'll say Lance is taking a moment to distract the fractal serpent while you carry them over. Lance, what do you do to distract this fractal serpent?
I'm gonna I have space, a lot of space above me, right? Like I'm not gonna hit the ceiling or anything if I jump.
Yeah, you got a lot of
I'm just
space.
gonna, like, jump as high as I can, and which I think I can add a D8 to to jump even higher, and just start yelling. I don't have any. I don't have any magic to draw its attention. Someone cast a spell over here.
Cast Mage Hand over by Lance.
Yeah, and it does seem like the creature is attracted to magic. So while Lance is hurling insults at the fractal serpent, the magical piranhas all kind of surround Lance, and you can see, whereas it was focusing on Marine and Nora at first, it now kind of shifts its head. And despite the size of this thing, it looks very fragile. It looks like it's not held together quite well. As it's sort of this amalgam of all the glass it can pick up. It is going to go for an attack on Lance, while the rest of you are able to get around.
You're doing great.
Can we do anything?
That is a 20. Nope, not 20. 18.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so it's in its big form, so it's going to deal a little more damage. All right, that is math. 11 points of damage. 11 points of damage. As it it's weird. It comes towards you, and it's when it gets close that you realize that most of the glass is not physical. It's like it says hard light. It's like a hologram essentially. As it comes crashing into you, only some of the glass deals some of this damage, but most of it is actually just sort of this force damage that comes from the light hitting you and fractaling off of you. It's uncomfortable. Like everything here, it's mind bendy, where you're like, you felt damage hit you, but like it was almost like moved through you, like the glass, like the light itself just moved through you, and you just feel a little like you had an upset stomach after it hits you. But it diminishes in size as soon as it hits you, because a lot of that light gets dispersed back out and reformed as glass at the base. So it shrinks back down from a huge creature to a large creature. As Alberto, you're able to fly by and drop off the two, and you can come back for Lance. There will be an attack of opportunity on you from the fractal beast. But it's not going to be as strong because it used some of its energy on Lance.
That's fine.
I don't think this is going to hit, actually. It's a 11.
No.
All right, so imagine you come by, swoop, pick up Lance, and come flying by as the creature's sort of starting to fall apart back into glass. It comes up to bite at you, but you fly through, easy peasy, holding on to Lance, and you're able to kind of land on the other side, as all of you can open up that door if you'd like at this point.
Yeah.
Twisting frantically.
Go.
Frantic twisting noises.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Lance as we rush through the door. So.
All right. All right, and you're definitely easily able to sneak on through at this point, no problem.
Ooh, max health. So, hey, look at that. You get 11 back.
Woo!
Hey.
That hit the spot. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
And I'll just say, well, kids, that wasn't hysterical at all.
But we did it. Can I listen for any approaching archivists?
Ooh,
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Nope. It's a 9.
yeah. Oh no.
You're distracted. You're not too focused. You're distracted. No. You're too focused. You were too focused on getting the adrenaline is still
journal.
Your adrenaline is still coming down from the previous chamber. But now that you look at the chamber you've entered, it is Not the restricted section yet.
Ugh.
This chamber is very large. It's not much bigger than it should be based on the door. And you turn and look behind you, and the door is gone. This room is like 100 feet tall. Massive, old-looking pillars. Anyone who's been anywhere near a Lorehold site or the Lorehold campus would notice this is firmly in their territory. Very ancient-looking pillars.
I think I just figured out what's happening. Let's go.
And these pillars go down the center towards the opposite end, and on the left and right is different sections. On one section, you can see several statues lined up, equidistant apart. They are all facing you. And then on the other side, you see what looks like you have. So basically, it's like you have on the left, you've got these pristine, lifelike statues, real concrete art, one might say. And on the right, you have some real abstract art. As you can see, some statues that are not made of stone, but of elemental magic. Fire, water, wind, some earth in there, but not molded like the statues on the left side. These are the mascots of Lorehold and Prismari. Lorehold has spirit statues, which these look dormant because they don't have. Normally, when the mascot is engaged, the stone of the sculpture comes apart, and there's sort of this spectral energy within. Spirits of the past. Art elementals on the other side are the abstract art of Prismari students. And are made up of all various shapes. Some of them look maybe like to like Alberto. It's like, is that a horse? And then Nora's like, no, that's clearly a tiger. It's just there. It's much more abstract in form. The Lorehold ones are all staring at you uncomfortably, like they are looking directly at you. They're all pointed to look at you. Where the art elemental ones are moving a bit more fluidly, and they're just sort of floating around. It's hard to tell if they've noticed you.
Okay. I don't think they have noticed me. You said that.
The art elementals don't seem to be paying any mind to the lot of you, whereas the Lorehold statues are all staring directly at you all.
All right. I'm just gonna try this. I'm just gonna point at my pin that I have of my son belongs to Lorehold and is an honor student. I'll just say, yep. To see if any reaction from them.
That's amazing.
They don't react. They are unmoving at this point.
Does anyone have something they can throw?
I could throw my hand dogs, but that's about it.
I've got some crossbow bolts. I could just toss one.
I just want to see what happens if they notice movement.
Okay.
I throw one.
Okay. Thank you, Lance.
The Lorehold statues do not do anything. They keep looking at you. The art elemental abstract pieces, you see like two of them just flutter, like float and move almost like water through above you, and are all just moving around the crossbow bolt, almost like they respond more aptly to sound, whereas the Lorehold might respond more aptly to sight, and they are looking directly at you.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit. Oh,
Interesting.
shit.
This is just a big room, and these are the only things in it.
Yeah, and then they're basically separated. Where on left and right, down the middle is just a pillars lining a walkway that leads to the other side.
All right. Oh, I had something I could have thrown. Sorry, Lance. I'll get you a new bolt.
Oh, it's okay.
Maureen, are you able to do that thing that you did earlier that made us quite sneaky?
I am. I'm also able to make a big fog cloud if we need it.
Oh,
That would be amazing.
that's pretty perfect. Okay. I can take out. I have a little bag of sand.
Where are you all? Are you guys huddled up talking about this, or are you
right
just
at
staying
the entrance?
right at the
Yeah,
entrance?
probably
Yeah.
by the entrance.
Yes,
Or
probably.
well, where we ended up because the door's gone.
Are you keeping an eye on the statues?
I probably am.
I don't think that we would have looked away because they're creepy. It's just like
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to
least
see
I
what they
wouldn't have.
did when something happened. So yeah.
Would at any point would you have all looked away from the statues?
Lance
No.
definitely looked away from the statues. I'll tell
Yeah,
you that
probably.
much.
I did, yes. Probably.
Maybe-
Nora, are you
when
keeping
we
your
were-
eyes on them?
Maybe what?
You keeping your eyes on them, Nora?
Yeah. Like as like I'll whisper and just like hold my little bag of sand and I'm talking to Marie, but I'm not looking at her.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Oh. Oh,
Hmm.
I don't believe you.
Can you put the fog cloud on the the creepy statues?
I can if they're 120 feet away from me.
This room is 100 feet, right? Or it's 100 feet
100,
high.
100 feet high, and then I'd say it's probably like at least 200 feet across.
Mm.
Sean,
Right.
do we as students from Strixhaven have the access to the Strixhaven Initiate beat?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So if I do have that, I do have access to the Witherbloom thing because that's my college. And I'll just do a silent image, cast silent image of us just moving away from that. Actually, I'll just say that to Marin. Marin, so okay, so I just learned a trick, and I can have like this representation of us moving away, and you can do the what did you say, a fog cloud appear?
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll just once you do that, I'll just put my silent image there, and we can just go away. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds good to me.
It would be like a reveal of us, like they do in Prismati.
Alright. I'll do the fog first.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
fog cloud you all are putting on yourselves, and then you're sending the silent image out to be a distraction.
Yes.
Smart.
Cool. All right. So as you surround yourselves with this fog cloud,
I will still be able to see them.
Because the devil side thing.
I have devil's sight.
can you read Devil Sight to me real quick?
Sure. Let me. Well, if I can find it. Yep. You can see normally. Oh.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's darkness. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you can't see. Can everyone give me just general stealth checks to keep quiet as you're casting spells and stuff, just so these Prismari elementals don't
We'll use this.
come investigating.
I want my rogue stats.
What'd you get, Nora?
3.
Oh,
I know. I rolled a 2. +1. I want my +15.
Marine, what'd you get?
16.
16. Okay. Alberto.
23.
Okay. Lance.
9.
Okay.
Nah.
Nah.
Okay, so the fog cloud goes up though, and
Actually,
you.
I'm sorry, it's 25.
25. Okay, still pretty damn good. I would say it's not quite enough to make up for the 9 and 3, but mostly I'm going to say you only really attract one art elemental. As Nora, you because of the fog cloud, you're not a very deft individual, say, and you can't really see, so you just sort of trip down a step a little bit. Because that's kind of how this middle path is. It's sort of a slight raised area that goes across to the other side. And you just your foot just drops. You don't fall over, but it's enough to kind of make enough noise that you see through the fog cloud. You know how car lights look in through fog. You see that same, but it's an amalgam of red, blue, and green light as one of these art elementals is just sort of slowly pushing its, you think, head, because they're abstract, through, and it's just right in front of you like this, and I need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh no,
It's fine, I'm good at these. I'm a warlock. I'm not that good. It's
What'd you get?
fine. It was almost a 21.
There's something about the individual little bursts of fire amongst the steam and water and the way the wind whirlpools it all around in this abstract form that just speaks to you, speaks to your soul. There's something just abstractly beautiful about this and captivating. You are charmed by the art elemental due to its captivating artistry ability. So
Are you seeing this? This is beautiful.
Oh,
I might need to switch to Prismari.
Nora,
yeah, you're being very loud as you're appreciating the art.
Oh, I know.
As suddenly there's
I'm gonna cover her mouth and just
as you all kind of look around and are surrounded, the lights are surrounding the fog cloud through it, as there's slowly these abstract forms are coming through.
looking at the floor.
And if you avoid their gaze, you have advantage on the charisma checks. So I'll say all three of you can do that now that you've seen what happened to Nora. So you have advantage on these charisma saving throws.
Might not help me.
charisma.
Oh, I want to sketch. I want to sketch.
Nora.
Got a 16.
Okay, 16 passes.
Oh, okay, good.
I rolled 2 15s.
Nice.
Passes. Alberto.
God damn it. 11.
Oh, Alberto. There's something about this elemental that just, it reminds you, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, it looks like my son's finger paintings from when he was young. And it just really makes you feel really nostalgic, and you miss your son. And it's just.
I got it. And it's gonna be like Alberto starts doing that, and it starts sniffing him. No phone.
I start
sobbing really hard.
I start druid crafting, just trying to make druid craft simulacrum. Thank you, simulacrum of the thing, and just
you just can't get it quite right because it's a living thing, and it's these are what they look like, by the way.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, wow.
That's super.
That's
cool.
very cool.
Oh God, but ever changing and forming into what you perceive as most pleasing to you at this moment.
Kind of like a piece of paper that you like, and you crumple it up and throw it over your shoulders, just vines after vines, just so that I can't get it right.
So you two are charmed by this, which means that you can keep making saves to try to break it, but in the immediacy right now, they are incapacitated by this. What would the two of you like to do, Lance and Marine?
Think there's any way to like snap them out of it?
My first thought is to pinch, like
Stay still.
snap them out of it.
Alberto is weeping, and Nora is wasting plants.
I compost. I'm planning on picking those up.
Sorry. Slaps Nora's hands down. Just to, like,
Ow!
You could do the roll again with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta hit
Good,
him.
because that was another one. Nope. I don't think
What'd you
that's good. Do it. I got is it charisma save?
Yeah.
11.
Just missed it. Nora is falling
I slap her
deeper.
back. I'm working.
You're
It feels
wasting.
So mean. To
Did you
slap
not just hear me?
Alberto.
More
Crying.
are showing up as this is
All right.
happening.
They're all so beautiful.
Slap Alberto while he's crying.
Alberto, give me a charisma save with advantage.
All right. Question.
Mhm.
Does the silent image of us drop because I was charmed?
No, because it doesn't it doesn't force you to drop your concentrations. But if they start attacking you, then there might be some con saves for that. But no, the silent image is still out there. And I would actually say you would start to notice some additional orange lights out there beyond the Prismari are elementals that are all around you, as it seems like those statues are reacting to the silent image.
Okay. But I did just got slapped by.
That's not strong enough to break break the concentration.
You're strong, Marie. Or Lance, you're strong. You're strong.
Oh, I ram him. No, I'm just kidding.
It's actually, Lance just does a full flurry of blows.
Yes.
All right.
I'm just gonna have a Pikachu like slap fight over here with Nora.
I did get a natural 20.
Woo!
Okay.
Nice.
So you are broken free from it. I will say Lance and Marine, just give me one more with advantage charisma saving throw. Y'all might have to carry Nora out of here, but
Oh god, okay, 12.
10.
just
Lance.
Lance.
Wait, no, wait, yeah. 10. And,
Right as Lance
He's gonna die.
breaks Alberto out of this, you see the same art elemental sort of just shifts over to Lance and changes its shape to be the most pleasing form for Lance. Lance, it almost looks like this art elemental is doing the most perfect yoga poses you can imagine, like pristine. You almost feel the need to begin meditating to mimic the exact poses it's making. Take in that deep breath and find that center as this elemental is just all hovering around you. As Alberto and
I start crafting that.
You're on
Alright.
something, actually.
Slap her hands again.
Right.
All right. I rolled a natural 12.
Okay, so you are broken out of it. Now it's just
Who
Lance.
wasted all these plants?
You did!
All right.
No, I never waste plants.
What are we gonna do?
Who else
Lance,
can make plans here?
Lance.
Well, you were slapping me. That seemed to work.
Slapping the... You're
The
welcome.
longer you spend here, the more of them start to surround you, to the point where
Okay.
you'll have difficulty even getting out of this spot, and you'll be, for all intents and
Does
purposes,
anybody
caught.
explosives or something?
Okay, I'm gonna use Druidcraft to like point at the different direction from us, like way over there, and I'm just gonna 30 feet from us, and I'll just make a sound of what's the of an owl. Go figure.
Okay.
Wait away from us, and I'll just as soon as I do that, I'll just try to push everybody so we can go.
So thankfully, Lance's reaction, or what Lance is charmed by, is quite quiet. The yoga poses. So Lance, unlike Nora, is not talking very loudly, and unlike Alberto, not weeping very loudly to attract more. So the owl hoot in the distance does attract a majority of these Prismari elementals out of your way and back over there, giving you a moment to react, to have a change of plans.
Being like a freaking like child that's like stubborn, I'm going to use my bow and arrow to like hit like an area across like the room as well to cause some noise.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you fire that in the different direction of Alberto's druidcraft noise, or the same? Because I imagine, Alberto, you went to one of the sides, left or right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine probably like the same area as Alberto.
Okay, cool. Just checking, because an arrow is a corporeal thing, so the statues might react to it if you sent it in a direction. But if you send it to the side, then you're good. Which way are you all running?
Straight, I imagine.
The opposite.
Okay, so where did you have the silent image come out of the fog cloud? In front of you or to the sides?
It was probably in front of us because we were going straight, right? This is for the group.
Originally, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to follow where the silent images are going, or go in a different direction?
We'll just go through there, right? Asking the group, yeah?
We should probably go in a different direction. We should probably stealth in a different direction from where the silent image went, because that was to distract the other ones that can see.
All right.
So we don't want to go in the same path.
So
We'll
if
do
that
that.
went right, imagine we're curving to the left, maybe
Mhm.
towards. No.
You could go the opposite direction you sent the
Yeah.
elementals.
Okay.
All right, give me stealth checks
And-
then.
I'll use Pass Without a Trace because we don't need my fog
All
cloud
right,
anymore.
go ahead and add those 10s. It's probably very helpful for these elementals.
Okay, that's
Am I
better.
still charmed, and does that affect this?
You
some
are
way?
still charmed, so you all. I'll say you can give me another roll to break out of it, and I'll give you advantage
Lance.
because I imagine one of you guys would try to
I
shake
slept
Lance
her
out.
on the way by.
18.
Okay, Lance is free. Lance is free. All right, so stealth checks from everyone. Nora, what'd you get?
20.
Nice. Alberto?
32.
Lance?
You get a plus
15.
10 to it.
Oh, 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Marine?
21.
Quiet as the night. You leave to move around out of the fog cloud, and you can see the swarm of our elementals on the other side, and there's a lot of them. Like there's a good couple dozen. You can see they almost look like they're forming into one large sculpture. You have to. Everyone kind of needs to. You see for a second. You're like, nope, not gonna look, because the mega sculpture would definitely capture you probably. As you're sneaking around, you can see where the silent image is. The statues, the Lorehold statues, have all left the spots they were in. They all moved directly, and they're surrounding the silent image right now. As you can hear them loudly proclaiming things to them. They do seem to be doing some kind of alert. They've surrounded them entirely, and they are basically saying, intruders, unauthorized individuals, but you are able to get past everyone.
We got
And-
Oh, I thought they'd be giving an aggressive history lesson at them.
Oh,
and
there's
they'd
a few of them doing that. Like there's the first row, because there's similar to the art elementals. There's dozens of them, and they've just made this concurrent circles around them. And the first row is yelling intruders, while the second row is talking very loudly about their time in the history lesson of the soul signature within them. But you're able to quickly move past this to the other side, where there is another door that is not locked. It's a big double doors. And you can open them and go through.
Yep, just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Keep going. Keep moving.
I would say with your 21 passive, you would start to hear rattling of rails, Marine. as if the archivists are heading your way.
Archivists are coming. Cut the silent image.
What? And I just dropped the silent image.
Close the door.
And everybody waves like.
The door closes behind you guys.
Love it.
You are in a vestibule now.
Please tell me it's the library.
One might say it's the front desk of a library.
Ugh.
Because there are
Okay.
doors on the left and right, and there is a desk in the middle where you just see a quill and a jar of ink.
Yep, I know what you're doing. Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
We need to work quickly.
Right. Find
This
the book.
is Silver Quill. I have a feeling that every room is based on a college, and we need to get through all the challenges before we get to the restricted section. So, something to do with that quill. Maybe we just write on it, let us by, please. And it'll let us go.
Okay.
Is there like a tome or a book or anything that's like?
There is a dusty old tome behind the desk.
Next
Does it
to the
have
quill?
anything written in it?
You can go to open it if you'd like.
Oh, it's closed.
Yeah, it's closed. There's a closed tome. This whole space looks like no one's been in here for months or years.
Wait.
I don't want to open it. Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not. I'm not trusting that.
So we're not opening it.
No.
Albert is just about to.
No.
Oh.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's just like
Why don't... Maybe this is some sort of, register. Like you have to sign in when you go to some place.
Okay.
Did we ever get the name of that archivist that we were interrogating?
No one
All
asked.
They just have numbers.
Can
right?
I write something?
Yeah, they don't really have names. You want to go to try write something?
Should I?
do it.
Yeah.
Kettle.
I was gonna do.
You watch as you start to write the ink on there. It's almost as if as soon as you write the letters, they don't disappear or fade into it. They start to float up into the air. And as soon as you finish writing kettle and stop, all the ink floats up into the air and forms into a big bead of floating ink.
Yep.
And it just keeps floating.
Just keeps floating.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Take a step to the right. Does it follow her?
No, it just floats above the book.
Can we see? Is there like another door across the way?
It's a desk in the middle, and then two
Yep.
doors on each side, left and right.
I'm gonna go towards the door on the right and just stand there for a second.
We
Does
follow.
the ink do anything
Nope.
as I go for the door?
Wait.
Okay.
You know,
Mage hand.
Okay.
Mage hand touches the door.
I step aside from the door.
As mage hand touches the door, you see the ink starts to flow more until you see this face comes onto it and kind of opens its mouth and yawns really loudly. As you can see, kind of the inside is sort of this purple light inside of the ink, as this is an inkling, which is the mascot for Silver Quill. And it sort of yawns. Not so fast. You did not give the daily haiku.
Ah. Haiku.
haiku.
Is there a
Sure,
theme for
I-
today?
Yeah. Is this a specific haiku that you're looking for?
You have a copy of it?
No. A copy
even know
is
what
sent to each with the authority to enter the restricted section on the morning. It is subsequently burned as soon as they've memorized it. Today's theme is ice cream.
All of us just start counting.
Syllables.
Um,
Ice cream is so good.
Oh, it has been a while since anyone's come down here, except for those robots. So, I suppose I could just accept a adequate haiku.
Let me see if I think I got it, but let me see if I actually.
Gotta remind myself the haiku format.
Just taught my
575.
students about high
Five,
haiku.
575. Okay,
Five,
so I was
575.
right.
Yep.
Okay, I remember. Okay.
Cream, smooth as velvet. A taste sweet as your first love.
575.
575.
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
What was your first line?
Cream, smooth as velvet.
Something that rhymes with velvet.
It doesn't. Haikus don't have to rhyme.
Yeah, they don't have to rhyme.
Look it up. I just taught my students. Haikus don't have to rhyme.
They don't have to rhyme.
Fair.
Yeah.
Taste sweet as your first love. Yummy and refreshing.
Wait. What was the first word in that? Taste sweet as your first love.
As
We need
your
one more.
first love.
We need one more. That's
You
only
could say a taste as sweet as
There you
your
go.
first love.
A taste of.
There you
Yum, yum, refreshing.
go. Perfect.
Yum,
Give
yum,
me a
yum.
performance check with advantage because you actually made a real haiku. These are what the Inklings look like.
Yummy and
Oh,
refreshing.
dear.
Ooh.
Oh, like the one from Ferngully. Oh, that with advantage, you say? Because,
Yes,
Okay. What is it?
performance.
Performance. Okay. No, 17.
Oh, okay. Oh, could use some workshopping, I think. Pretty good, though. On theme, incorporates a little bit of love, which is always lovely. I'm a fan of the classics and romance and the arts.
I opened the door.
Clearly you don't want to discuss art, but fair enough, acceptable, open the doors. And you see dust comes out again, right in your face.
Thank you. Have a nice day. What?
As you just back into the jar for the ink.
That was way better than the one that I came up with. Want to know what it was?
It's a good thing he didn't ask each and every one of you for a haiku.
Here's what I wrote. Here's
I
what
wanna
I
hear
wrote
it, yeah.
down.
All right. Hey.
Once it melts, that's it. And you cook it all in time. Your shirt's mess says no.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Excellent.
That's pretty good. Depends on the inkling you get that day, whether they appreciate humor, romance, nonsense, whatever it is.
Love it. Very
Dude,
clever.
I'm loving this session right here. This is so good.
All right, so you are able to step through the door. There's no like magic left or right door. They both go into the same space. And you are finally in an actual library, a section here where there are, it's very dark in here. There's no lights. And the doors are, not doors, sorry. The bookshelves are in several rows. It looks like there's probably around 5 of them, separated on each side, with a 2 different sections of 5 rows. The books do look to be chained in to the bookshelves themselves, with little locks on them. You are hearing vibrations in the rails, but they seem fairly static, like the archivist might be in that previous chamber investigating that specific area. So they may, you're not sure how long you have before they start to, if they will continue down the tunnels to investigate, but you have some time to look around. What would you like to what would you like to do? Remember, you're looking for the journal of Urzmatiktok.
Urzmatiktok.
TikTok. Yes.
Yes.
I'm just going to rewrite that to be Urzmatiktok because it's easier to say.
Urzmatiktok wasn't bad.
Urzmatiktok not that bad, actually. But I like Urzmatiktok.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a journal that says property of Urzmatiktok.
Okay. You are in a restricted section, so if there's anything else you want to look for, you can also do that. If there's
should look for over here.
I just look directly at Lance and just say, "What are you looking for?"
I don't know, man. What should we look for? I guess we could all look for the same thing, but like if there's anything else that we need information on, I'm happy to help look for that. I'm not good at finding things investigationally.
Yeah. I'll just look directly to you because I know you're the most mischievous of
Oh, well, let's see. What's something we should have information on?
Wait, actually, Nora is the yeah, you too. Everybody's mischievous, but me.
I am curious.
Mm-hmm.
Not mischievous.
Oh, okay.
There's some overlap there.
Who asked you?
That was the Inkling who's followed you in here. It's like, there's some overlap there. All right, who wants to make any kind of searches? And all right, go ahead and give me an investigation roll, and this is to find the Journal of Urzmatiktok. Marine?
I want to find more history about the past heroes and like all that, like what happened here, actually with like a headmaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't know, there might be
Go ahead and give
some hidden
me
history.
Investigation checks to find these.
Okay.
Can I also? So I got a 22 for the journal. Can I also look for information on I don't remember exactly what we said about patron, but little tiny magical terrariums.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I got 22.
Double 22. Yeah, you could definitely look up like elemental patrons.
I got a natural 20 on that one, so it's a 24.
Okay.
He dies.
Good dice.
Can I look for, I guess, anything about Mergaxor?
Yeah.
Something new information that isn't general. I'm
Yeah.
in here, so that's what I know about him.
Totally. Go ahead and give me a investigation roll. All right. So the 22s. Let's see. So Nora, in looking for your information on the journal, you find a section where there is supposed to be the journal of Urzmatiktok. Like you've followed all the directions and there's a label. It's supposed to be there.
It's not fucking
And there's nothing there.
Damn it!
It's specifically
that's so frustrating.
missing, and it is like the chain is broken. Like it was not taken by like an archivist who was like, this is going to this person.
Yep.
It's broken. What you would also find there is placed where it should be is a folded up piece of paper.
I'm reading that sucker.
It's a map of the Witherbloom Bayou.
Well, I don't need the map. I know the bayou, but fine. Does it have an X on it?
No, but it has instructions on it.
All right. I'm fuming. Just standing there shaking, so mad that somebody got here before I did.
The 22 for you, Marine, would bring you to a similar area because this is the area where there is any kind of histories, where things like journals would be preserved. You would find journals for the other heroes besides Urs McTalk. And if you open any of them, you would find that they are blank, entirely blank. But you notice that they have been like. Actually, give me an Arcana check.
Okay, that's not go good. Okay, well that's not a bad roll. Do I have any Arcana? I have one Arcana, so it's a 16.
Good.
I love how you roll your dice.
These pages were most likely ripped out, and then the book was mended with the mending cantrip, which replaced the pages, but they're all blank because it can't recreate actual written text.
Oh, those sneaky bastards.
Would it have smoothed out the pages?
Yes.
Yeah,
I would have essentially completely created new paper there that was pristine and smoothed out.
So someone's hiding something, and I don't like that.
Now, are you standing there fuming because somebody is hiding information? So it's just
like her tail is just like flicking like really irritatedly right now, like a cat.
Lance, you would be able to find in that same section. I imagine you all like split up and then ended up together in this sort of history section. There is absolutely nothing, not a single shred of paper on Mergaxer.
That is so suspicious. Also, can I look for a second thing too?
Yeah.
Can I look for information on like overrides in the event of like a security breach?
Yes, Lance.
Go ahead and give me an investigation
Amazing.
check. Nora, you are able to find a section on elemental evils. There's
Somebody checked it out, didn't they?
No, yeah, it's everything you look for is checked out.
It's gone.
You do find a rather large tome that has different elemental sigils all across it, chained like all the other ones. That is a compendium of the elemental chaos and the different inhabitants of those places. There would be a section on patronage, and there's a lot of information in it. It's a very big old text. It seems to also be kind of like a collective list of known elemental lords and ladies and different genies and other sorts that would fall into the category of what you know of your terrarium, which you know holds what when you were young you thought was an imaginary friend, until you stepped inside the terrarium.
It's not imaginary friend, they're very real. Very real. Okay. Do I have to, like, if I want to read that, do I have to break the chain, or is it the chain warded so that the book doesn't leave the section?
It's just so it doesn't leave the section. Like, there's a lock on it. It's meant like the archivist come, unlock it, pull it out, and bring it to someone.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, interestingly, I mean, the interesting thing is that there are stand-ins for those books, that the journals of the champions are there. So, you know, who knows what happens when if someone requested them. But Lance, what was the second thing? Oh, the protocol. What did you get in the roll?
I got 17. Which is not bad
there's
with my
there's
-1.
there's that is not bad with a -1. There doesn't seem to be a kind of user manual to the restricted section anywhere nearby. Maybe Inky out there might know, but for the most part, they don't have a book ready for someone who broke in to look at and be like, oh, this is how I stopped them from finding me. Yeah, you can absolutely go out and ask.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. I would say as you step out though, like you do hear like they are gonna come here soon.
They coming.
They are coming.
Up, they're coming.
Yeah, we need to get out.
Did you find
Wait.
anything?
I'm almost done with the section. Wait. You can go. I'll catch up. Go.
We're not gonna leave you here, Nora.
It's fine. I know. I remember the way out. Go.
I'm not leaving.
Just voraciously reading. I've already stuffed the map in my pocket.
Nora, we gotta go.
I'm almost done.
It's a pretty big book. I would say you're not almost done.
I was just reading the section specific.
Just take the whole book. Let's go.
You'd have to break the chain.
What do I have that can break a chain? Fireball. I'm not gonna do
Just
that.
burn all the books up.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Definitely not.
No, that's too powerful. Can I try and Eldritch Blast the chain and
Sure.
just like?
Go ahead and give me an attack roll for Eldritch Blast.
Can I have advantage just because I'm asking nicely, please?
I'm asking nicely.
No.
One of these days
No.
that's gonna work.
I've given you
9.
advantage before, just to be nice. No, it does not break the chain. I would say you should probably get going now.
Yeah. I curse in one of the 5 languages I speak. Just slam the book shut, throw it on the shelf. Fine.
And I'll just let's go. Look, quickly. Trying to. I'm gonna be last from
Okay.
in the whatever it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and push them all off. And come on, we'll find something later.
So you guys are gonna go back the way you came, which is really the only way you can see right now.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
There's-
that means there
we
was
didn't
another
see
way
any-
out.
yeah, we didn't see any doors or anything like that.
Inside here, no, you wouldn't see any doors. There's just the one that you came in through and the one that you didn't go in through.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll just go out.
Scuttling.
Okay. And then you're just gonna rush back through the door you walked in through.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're
Alright.
gonna regret it, but yeah.
Yeah, but remember that we all agreed not to get caught. Just keep
That's
that in
true.
mind.
Yeah, just keep
That's
that in
true.
mind. That's true.
So
I
this
still have
is
Pass
the
Without a Trace.
exactly.
That's
This
true.
is the last. This is the one to do it. This is the roll. This is the roll. So everyone, give me one last stealth check to make it past these archivists.
Do we still have the password?
You do,
Yep.
yeah. So at +10, they are actively looking. So this is not their passive. This is their actual rolled look. There are 2 of them. Okay. Nora, what'd you get?
13.
With
With
Pass
the
Without a
10?
Trace?
Plus, oh,
I rolled a 3.
Alberto, what'd you get?
34.
Lance?
It's like 3 times what I got. Just about.
I got 20.
Okay, let's see. We got a 13.
Wait, I got a 14. I forgot to add the +1.
Well, it was 34, Alberto,
Yes.
and then a 20 for
Yeah.
Lance. And Marine, what'd you get?
29.
Okay. So I'm going to do a average. And I'm going to actually do the average. Like, there's 4 of you? Okay. Okay.
Did Spot come with us? Because that would make 5.
Spot has been with you this whole time.
Spot is here?
Yeah, Spot. Spot was sleeping. I'd say Spot was sleeping in someone's bag, and at this moment comes up. I was like, "Hey,
Hey!
But really, what it sounds like to everyone except for our animal speakers is just. So this is awesome. They have a +5. They rolled a 19. They got a 24.
Oh my God, what was our average?
The average of all your rolls, guess what it is?
25.
24.5.
No! God.
The average of your rolls is a 24.5. Actually, no, at 24.25.
Jesus. Just barely.
If you didn't add that +1. That is so funny.
Oh my god.
That's really funny.
Yeah, if you didn't add that +1, it would have been actually it would have been a 24, but all right. So then this is the most narrow escape possible. As you all, I imagine, Nora, you're kind of being rushed along by everyone because you were lagging behind. And you kind of burst through the doors open, and you immediately see the hatches open up on the ceiling to bring the archivist through, and you watch as you panic and you freeze, and you're like out in the open, and you see the archivist about to burst through as Alberto grabs you with his 34 stealth and just brings you up close to the wall, as the rest of you all kind of push up as close to the wall as you can, the opposite wall, as the archivist come past and go into the restricted section through the next door, and you hear them drop down, and you can see lights coming in. They've lit up the whole restricted section, lights coming through the door. You can rush out at this point. You have narrowly avoided the archivists. You step through the double doors that you came through, and you I imagine you're rushing through to get the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As you come through, what's the marching order here? Who's going first?
I'll be last.
Okay, we got Alberto.
I feel like
last.
Lance would be first because Monk, and then I'll be
Yeah.
second.
Yeah,
I'll be 3rd.
All right, Lance, as you come through, you see a familiar sight as you come through those doors, as you step and begin to fall once again like last time. Marine, you see this. You see Lance immediately step and fall as the doors open. It's just now a pit, like there was in the gap between bookshelves that Lance fell through last time.
Oh no. Okay. Uh-oh.
It's not endless, this one.
Oh.
Lance
Oh,
is
no.
gone.
So what am I seeing?
I'll get to that in a second.
Oh.
I guess I'm just gonna try to stick my hand out through it again to try to grab, like...
Nothing
stick-
happens.
Dancing lights. Inside.
It's a
the
hole.
pit. Inside. I can't put them in the hole.
Yeah, and there's more
Oh,
hole.
you're saying it's a hole. Oh.
Oh,
Where did Lance go?
I'm going to take out my 50 feet of rope and throw it down for him. I don't know.
Okay.
Marin, do you actually say that out loud or something to us behind you that you saw Lance falling?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just go and, hey, Lance, no! And I'll just go down and fly.
Okay. So, Marine, I imagine you're watching as Alberto goes through. Give me a perception check.
My lights are there.
Yeah, that's why she can do a perception check, because your
Okay.
lights. Without them, she wouldn't be able to see anything. You're helping.
19.
I'm helping.
Okay, you watch as Alberto flies down to look for Lance, and Alberto, you would reach a point when you would feel kind of like cold air in your face, and you would go through something like a prism of glass, and you'd find yourself tumbling out. and you would see Lance a couple feet ahead of you, kind of splayed like upside down against a wall, as Lance's fell through this portal as well. As the two of you are all the way back at the first nexus you stepped through to get to the restricted section, and you can see a little rope kind of hanging out of nothing. But Marine, you would have seen Alberto kind of zoop, disappear.
They just went through something.
Guess we should tug on the rope.
Yeah.
Do we follow them or do we keep
You
going?
feel the rope tug.
Like I just imagine Marine like holding his I don't know. Just like into it.
As Marine, you and then
Just to make it easier, I want my tail to like wrap around Nora's leg and just pull her down with.
the two of you and then spat out in the front as the four of you are all the way back at Nexus Z.
Ugh.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, keep walking. Keep
Yeah.
We
keep
were,
walking. Yes,
we
keep
were
walking.
not
Keep walking.
here.
We're fine. We were not here.
All right, I think that's a good time for us to take a break.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we will be right back very shortly as our mischievous scholars have they did it as they said they would, as they collectively
We
agreed they will
decided.
not get caught.
Did not get caught.
Only at the top.
Exactly. We will be back shortly, folks. Stick around with us. See you soon.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Arcane Quandaries of Strixhaven. Our mischievous scholars just made it out of the restricted section, just barely not getting caught by the archivist librarians, and they are now back in the normal areas of the Biblioplex, and they can quietly leave as if nothing happened. Hopefully not getting caught. You may want to leave this particular section a little nonchalantly, a little casually, a little pretending like nothing happened. But you did make it out. No problem. So, what would you like to do? What's next in the plan?
Go ahead.
Did you tell us about the map?
So I was gonna say maybe we go find like the cafeteria and we
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
we
you can go to the
just
Fire
go-
Jolt Cafe if you want.
Yeah, let's go there. And while we're there, I'll explain that the journal was not there, and all that was left in its place was a map of
Okay.
the Witherbloom swamp. So,
All right.
With directions on it, specific directions.
yes, with directions on it. Somebody beat us there.
And clearly they want us to go to someplace.
Yeah.
So, playing right into their hands.
So is this a trap for us then?
Potentially. But if it is, that means somebody knows that we are onto them.
There was also absolutely nothing about Mergaxor anywhere, which is weird.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
Anything at all?
Not a page.
All of the journals for every single hero was erased.
Somebody, I bet the person who took the journal first also wiped out everything about Morgexer in there.
All right. No, Nora, you're doing the thing. Calm down, Nora.
I like to imagine that when, because I'm, what am I, a Kalashtar, my hair will kind of like start to like maybe like float up a little bit, and like maybe my eyes start to glow like a light blue,
Okay.
just a little bit when I get irritated.
Nora, you're doing the thing. Try this, and I just slide in a milkshake or something.
Hair immediately goes down.
It's as you guys are talking about all of this that you are in a populated cafe right now. There's you see there's a really nervous bard playing like it is like an open mic going on, and he's a nervous bard up there with a guitar. He's just like, all right,
No, this is too real.
and here's Wonderwall.
God.
And there's a loud boo from the back as he is having a rough time.
Yeah, go dude.
As you would see, a waiter does come up to you. They are a Herringon, which is a rabbit folk. They look a little disheveled, bags under their eyes. They've got a toothpick with their big rabbit teeth. The ears are like really like disheveled and off to the side and crooked and halved or bent halfway. As best as you can see, they have the equivalent of 5 o'clock shadow for a rabbit person, as they're just sort of slouched over and they come over. You all would know this to be Dave. He is...
Oh my god.
A really disheveled Herringon who is probably the worst waiter at the Fire Jolt Cafe.
God.
Oh, hey there, guys. Can you coffees? What do you want? What do you want?
French fries, please.
We got I don't know what French is, but okay. We had some fries for lady.
Fries.
Is Zemnian fries? Okay, all right. What do you guys want?
Hey Dave, can I get just a milkshake with extra whipped cream, please?
Milkshake, extra whipped cream. All right.
Chocolate milkshake.
Okay. All right. Lance.
None for me, Dave. Thank you.
All right. Marine.
Give me a bowl of water.
All right. Bowl of water. You got it. Funny. I just realized that Kelsey wasn't there at that session 0. So I made up I was talking to them about how they could have like rivals if they want on campus. And I made up a character named Dave, who's just nobody likes Dave, and he works at the cafe.
Excellent.
All right. And you see you sort of skip and hop away. You can continue your conversation as Dave most likely
Finally,
gets.
that guy's gone.
He's the worst.
If he puts hot sauce in that water one more time, I'm going to ruin him. I will get him fired.
Oh yeah, fired. That's how we'll deal with it.
Who would want this journal right now? Who else needs it? Nobody else needs it. We need it. Why does somebody else have it?
What journal is it again?
Erzmatak.
And who is that again?
It was one of the.
There's no specific. You don't know who Erzmatak was. It was in.
Should have fucking looked it up in the library.
When you were originally reading the history of the champions in Mergaxer's section, there was a note that said Journal of Erzmatak.
So Mergaxor is one person, I guess. There's a connection there, and also none of his stuff was in that restricted section.
But somebody left the directions for us.
Or they left some directions for us.
I guess that's the only thing that we should
I think
go.
that means. Go ahead.
There.
They know who we are. But we don't know who they are, and that is infuriating.
Are you guys all looking at the map together? Marine, give me an insight check.
It was study. Yep. Insight. 11.
Okay, that's enough. It's very strange and off-putting when you look at the directions, because you can recognize the handwriting.
Sorry, I like it. Just okay. Yes, continue.
It could be a coincidence. It could just be someone is similar handwriting, but the handwriting on the directions does look a bit like your little sister's.
What?
Interesting.
Plot twist.
I knew it. I was thinking that the entire time. I was like, this sounds like something that she would fucking do.
Like, who would fucking do? What are you talking about? Do you know who this is?
I know, well, the handwriting. I know the handwriting.
Whose is it?
My sister.
Your sister?
Why?
She's
I
quite.
didn't know your sister went here.
I didn't either, but she is quite a little thief.
How did you not know your own sister went here?
Well, that's the thing. She couldn't be. But she might have broken in.
Do we know your sister?
No.
No. Okay.
Her name's Louvain. I've been kind of trying to look for her, but studying here to try to learn things to get better at magic so then I can actually track her down because she ran away from home.
Oh.
Why?
Marine kind of like looks down, just like
It's okay.
a
if you
bit of a
don't-
complicated expression that she gets as she just
Okay. It's okay if you don't want to talk about this.
no, it's fine. I don't have a reason to keep it a secret. It's just she ran away because she left a note and it said because she didn't want to ruin the family anymore, basically. She was worried about our image because my family is part of a well-respected group of guardians from where I'm from. And she's always been a bit rebellious and not exactly going with the same flow or the tides. And I don't know, she's just always been an odd one of the family. We've tried to help her to reassure her that she's accepted and just to try to steer her in the right direction to put her talents towards something good, but she just, I guess she didn't believe in herself and she left.
Why would she want to break into Strixhaven?
She has been around not the best influences, I think.
Does someone probably put her up to it?
She might have been put up to it.
This mission just got a whole lot more important.
Yes. And I tried to reach Marin's hand and just do the slap on it and like, we'll find your sister.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll need to make some preparations and just go into a diatribe about the things that we need to do and how we need to do it quickly. This time is of the essence.
Yep.
Do we need any resources on this? Like, I don't know, weapons or some stuff?
I did a bit of research on the place and things and whatnot that can be found in there.
Okay.
It can be quite dangerous. I think items that have carry maybe a holy side to it would be good in case we end up in some really dangerous shit.
I
And-
actually have some holy water that might be useful.
That's good. Might need to get more of that, and then possibly anything to counteract poison would be one of my best guesses.
I would say those are definitely things that you all could acquire based on your what gold you already have, and you know it has been like several weeks in the semester, so you might have a little change from your odd jobs. So no need to do the exact numbers on it, but if you want, you can get antitoxin, and if you wanted to get more holy water, you could. And any other kind of minor things you can get. I'd say you can get you can either get an antitoxin for each of you, and other minor things, or you could do half antitoxin, half healing potion, minor healing potion. So either mix or all, one for each, or half and half.
I think we should go half and half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 2 antitoxins, which will get rid of poison, and 2 minor healing potions. As you're talking about this, Dave comes back. Says, all right, I got a strawberry milkshake, no whipped cream, for Alberto. I
don't even want what you brought today.
I brought you some celery stalks, like you asked for.
Oh, good God, no. That is the exact opposite of what I asked for.
I brought Lance the burger that they asked for.
What?
Are there fries on that plate? Are there fries on that plate?
There are fries on that plate.
Give me the fries. Give me that plate.
And here's a bowl of water for you, Marine.
How did you invent something out of thin air?
I investigate this water.
Oh, it's definitely sparkling water.
Oh my God.
It's spicy water.
Oh.
But there's not hot sauce in it.
Wait, hold on, Dave. You got something on you. You got something on you.
Wash it off. The ears are completely flattened down, and the fur is all soaked. He loses his toothpick, his eyes. He's like, oh God!
I'll help you wash it off.
What is that for? You four are the worst, the absolute worst. I'm out of here.
Oh, we're the worst. Okay.
How many times has
I don't think you've ever gotten our order right once.
I quit, Brian. I don't work here anymore.
Good. Brian, you're welcome.
You just see this big turtle up behind the cafe who's very slowly making coffees. Just, somebody say something.
Oh my God.
As Dave bursts out the door and his village and origin story begins.
If we get to the end of this and Dave is there,
Yep.
Dave is going to be the big bad.
Oh shit.
Give me back my sister, you have me.
Why do we even come here anymore?
How many times has he done this? I mean, this is not the first time.
That's his third time this month.
It's the third time, yeah.
Oh, it's only like 10 minutes later that Dave walks right back into the door and puts his apron back on.
I guess I'll drink this strawberry milkshake then.
I will eat the fries off of the plates.
Okay. All right, so what you can do now is you can take the time to get ready, prep everything, get yourselves good to go. It'll probably be a week or two before you can embark. You can study the map, get ready to traverse into the bayou, and we can transition to that.
Yeah.
I would like to vociferously study that map so I know. Is that the right word to use?
I think so.
So that I don't have to look at it. I've memorized it. I know everything about it on there. As a Witherbloom student though, would I have already had some sort of knowledge of it?
Yes. Okay. You would have some knowledge of the general layout of the bayou. You don't have like a perfect knowledge of the entire. It's a very large swamp, and this particularly takes you out of the usual like safe zones where you would be like, you could move freely. This is an area which normally you would not be allowed to go unless you had, a reason. It was like a field trip out to this area where it's thoroughly protected, the students, by other experienced professors. So you're kind of in a no man's land going into this space where you generally know some of the major features of this outer swamps, but you're really following the map's directions to find where it's specifically pointing you.
All right, so then I'll have studied the map and have committed the directions to memory.
Yeah.
Or attempts to.
So you'll do that. I'm sorry, did I?
No puppets. No, sorry, I'm just.
It's a song reminding her of something in her other game.
I'll actually go to the library and try to check out a book that is taking care of your giant magical ladybug.
There absolutely are books on caretaking for enlarged insectoids. There's not one that's specifically about giant ladybugs, but there's enough about cat-sized bugs that you can get some useful tips for taking care of them. The main thing is that you make sure they get a lot of outdoor time and they don't get stuck in too small of an enclosure because they will get depressed. With that, you also want to provide them with a enclosed space that they can sleep in to feel safe. They are, depending on the type of large insectoid you have, they might be incredibly social and want to be with you at all times and could suffer from separation anxiety if separate from you for too long. Or they might be fiercely independent and wander off on their own several times, which you might want to make sure you keep an eye on them.
Amazing.
Okay. I'll get a leash for my ladybug.
And large, dark leafy greens are very good for them. But occasionally you could throw something sweet in there and give them if you have the means to make the strawberries large, that would be helpful. But you can also just give them a bowl of berries.
Awesome. Awesome.
I will ask me to make lore on the giant ladybug that we invented for this, and I will do it.
We'll do it. Sean, can I have gotten myself a signed note from a professor and looking up any information, if there is any, in the restricted section about Urzma TikTok?
Say that again?
Can I have gotten myself a signed note from a professor and for the restricted section and ask for information on Urzmatok, if there is any?
So you're trying to get any book based on Urzmatok from the restricted section and get permission for it. You can ask a professor during this time.
Going to Shale. She's the easiest to break.
Okay, you go to Shale. What do you ask Shale?
I ask her. I tell her that we're looking into the events of the Welcome Carnival, and I came across this name.
I thought I said that we were just not going to talk about that anymore.
I have not told the. Was it the dean she didn't want to
the
know?
Oracle.
The Oracle. I have not told the Oracle. That much I have not done. I need this note. I need to know.
I've only been the Dean of Radiance for one semester. This can't go wrong. Please stop looking into this. I will take care of it. What was that name again? I'll look into it. Urzmatok?
Yes.
Never heard of it before.
Just sign the note, please. I can go right now and be out of your way.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
Add 15.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to read it and I'm going to put it back.
And what are you going to do with that information? I need to know so that I know that you don't go where you shouldn't be.
I'm going to write paper, okay? I'm choosing to write my paper. What
That does not sound like the truth based on the information you just gave me that you're investigating.
All right, yes, fine. I'm investigating. Just so that you don't have to. I'm actually doing you a favor.
But that's why I just need to know exactly what you're doing.
I'm investigating. That's
what
exactly
does that mean? What does that mean? What does investigating mean?
Looking at something closely.
Where are you looking?
Here at school, right now in the library.
I'm going to write you this permission slip But I need to know what you're going to do after you read the book.
Sign the notes and I'll tell you.
I've signed it. I will hand it to you when you tell me.
Quick, mage hand,
You're
get the note.
not
Okay.
gonna bully me. She slaps her mage hand with her feathered hand. What are you doing with this?
With that note, I'm going to the restricted
No,
section
no.
to get the book out.
If you keep circuitously talking to me this way, I am not going to give you the note.
Why not just go tell the Oracle then? Maybe they can figure it out.
I could just give you detention. Is that a
No!
thing here?
Oh. I have a perfect record. Please, do not. Well, it seems we're at the
What?
stalemate here. We're blackmailing each other. So,
Well, then all you have to do is tell me what you're doing. Specifically.
a research project in the
We already discerned that was
Bayou.
a lie. In the bayou.
said a
There we
paper.
go. There you
I
go.
said it was a paper. It is. I am not lying. It is a
You're writing a
research
paper on an investigation
No,
of
no,
carnival
the paper.
events.
No, the paper was a lie.
Yep.
I'm-
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being honest.
You knew that already.
I know, but I wanted you to admit it. I'm trying to be an authority here.
May I have the notes, please?
Fine, yes. Don't get into trouble in the bayou.
Do I still have detention?
No. Detention's not real in college.
To the library I go.
Okay. I'm going to save us some time. You hand the note to one of the archivists. They go away. They come back and they say, I'm afraid, and I don't have the voice mod on. I'm afraid there are no references to an Urs McTalk in the restricted section.
Is there a room available right now?
And they specifically say there is nothing there. They don't say there is a journal that's missing. They say there is nothing there.
Jeez.
So that's important. Is there a room available? A study room?
Certainly.
Great. I'm going to go into the room. Kettle!
Hey, it's you again. What do you want?
I need your hot chocolate. Do not tell anybody else that I like this.
Why you gotta be weird about it? Everybody loves hot chocolate. All right. I won't ask questions. I'm Cuddle. I don't ask questions. So how's your day going?
I have actually a question for you there, Kettle. Has anyone, either recently or in the past, come in and studied an individual named Ursmictalk?
I don't exactly care about what people study here. I care about if they enjoy the deliciousness of.
Has anyone
my
ever
treats.
spilt any of your delicious treats? Have you ever looked over anyone's shoulder?
Well, in the service industry, it's generally unwise to snoop too much into what your patrons are doing. I let bygones be bygones, and I pour the chocolate, and I pour the tea and the coffee and all that, and I just, what are you reading? I don't care. Genuinely, I do not care.
I believe the kettle.
Give me an insight check, and then I go back into my void, and I wait until the next moment someone calls for me.
It's a 10.
It's very hard to discern anything about this kettle's genuineness versus he's very friendly. He's very good at hospitality.
Okay.
And part of that is discretion.
I just put the undrink chocolate down and just go out. And
Oh, you didn't drink your chocolate? I guess I'll take that back and go back to the void. Okay.
This is so lovely.
All right. Anything else to prep, or are we jumping into that swamp?
I'm good. I don't know if Marin
Okay.
or Lance have.
I think just this little flavor thing, probably like during this time, Marion would ask Lance if he'd be up for training with her to help her get faster.
Oh, yeah, totally. If you can help me, learn to do something magical.
Oh,
I'm actually not magical at all. I don't know why I'm still at this school. I don't know if they like kick you out at a certain point if you don't pick up magic, but I've been trying and it is not working.
oh. There are other ways. Dealing with magic, especially at a school like this, you don't have to be able to cast it yourself, but yeah, I can try to help you.
That's a relief.
Yeah. Try to help teach him one of my cantrips, and
Love it.
yeah, which like the only cantrip I know is Mage Hand.
So what I'll say is, Lance, make an intelligence ability check of your choice. That could be nature, arcana, religion, any of those that you want. And Marine, give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay. I also got an 11.
An 11? Well, Lance, what did you get?
I pressed the D&D Beyond thing by accident, but I rolled an 11 on my physical dice as well.
Okay. So what I'll say is you don't fully learn the abilities, but Lance, you have 2 charges of Mage Hand. You can use Mage Hand 2 times. As you sort of slowly start to like somehow through Marine's guidance, you're able to summon one magical piranha that just sort of starts to swim around you.
He goes, "Oh my god, check this out," and he uses it and he wastes one.
Yes, excellent.
And Marine, you have 1 charge of a bonus action dash.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
As you guys
Very
spend
cool.
the week training with each other while everyone else gets ready for the swamp endeavor.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all gather in the Witherbloom campus. And our Witherbloom students guide you to the edge of what is considered campus, where it's just the wild bayou beyond, where you can follow the instructions. Now, these are not specific things where it's like you have to look for them. You can follow them exactly, and it'll guide you. What you're more so being careful here is the wild and what might be here. So, to describe it, it is when you reach the edge of campus, like it's literally demarked by magical lights that almost form a barrier, where you have these little floating kind of amber lights look like wisps that are about, maybe 15 feet apart from each other that make the line. Beyond it is ridden with mist and fog and hanging trees all about, with marsh caps all about, with thick muddy water with sort of that top layer of vegetation and brown scum everywhere, so where it's you kind of like you look for the mounds to step, and you have to keep your eye on where you're stepping, or you could fall into the muck. And there's certain areas where there's larger bouts of ground, but even that is still uncertain, as every now and then you would hear just sort of a in the water. Something slithers across. You can see creatures all about, and if anyone's ever been in like the actual woods at night, or even during the day, and there's just the sounds of animals and creatures beyond. As I'd say, it's about midday, so you have sunlight, but but it's still quite dark in the swamp with the mists. What would you like to do?
I think we should be extra careful right now. I saw something moving in the water, and I don't know what it was. So I'll just walk around, and if you all let me, I'm gonna be in front of you to just keep an eye on stuff.
I'll try to like use the map and the directions to kind of navigate our way.
Okay. So, Marine, if I could get a survival check from you with advantage because of the map, and then whoever else wants to do perception checks or anything like that to keep an eye out, you can do so as well.
Can I also do investigation because I memorized the directions?
I'd say if you, yeah, I'd say so. Okay, so Marine, what was your survival check?
I got a 17.
17, okay. Nora, what was your investigation check?
Another natural 1 for a 5.
Oh, no.
I know.
Okay, but I rolled
Balanced out. So go ahead.
It's a balance. I rolled a natural 20 to
Nice.
get
Here's the balance.
for perception, so it's a 23.
23, okay. All right, and Lance, were you looking out as well?
Yeah, I got an 18.
Okay, still good. Okay. So in this sort of first leg of the journey, Marine, you are able to keep everyone on track with that 17 moving through. Alberto and actually, I'm sorry. Anyone can do this. Roll me a d10.
I got you. 9.
9. Okay. So Alberto and Lance, you guys are moving through at a comfortable rate. Everyone's kind of keeping their footfall, not falling in or anything like that. You would both notice up ahead, there is a mound of plant matter that you would notice just for a very brief moment, it looks like some kind of bright green movement, either within the mound or behind the mound. Something is ahead of you at the next bend where you have to go to continue on the path.
All right, so I just saw something bright green moving, and I just pointed that mound. I think we should go adjacent to that. Adjacent. I just used that word. It's the first time I used
Like
that
a
word.
wide berth.
Like, yeah, we should totally do that. The word a day scroll actually helped me out.
Do the weather balloon people know what it is?
You can give an extra perception check to try to spot it.
Not going to use that dice though.
Oh,
I'd say, Marine, you can do this perception check as well because you did research on the swamp.
Okay.
I got a 30-20.
30-20?
6.
Okay.
19.
19. Okay, excellent. Nora, you get distracted by a little swarm of pest mascots that are moving across, that are just sort of inchworming across. Marine and Alberto, especially when you see these pest mascots moving by, is when you notice kind of like an eye open on this mound that is blue. This is definitely a large groff, which are those large plant shambling mound hounds that are very territorial. And you can see they're watching the little pest mascots go by. What would y'all like to do?
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
All
and
right.
I'll just say, okay, that right there. And I just put my spectacles on, and yes, that right there
Mhm.
is a gruff.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
my.
They're fun.
Mhm.
Big plant doggies.
Great.
Okay, so if you all want to give stealth checks then and keep a wide berth, try to avoid the Groff. I am going to say, due to the environment, that these stealth checks will be at disadvantage. I do know you have passed without a trace, so that'll be helpful, but moving through the swamp is much more difficult to do, like a wide berth, and to avoid the Groff, so these will be at disadvantage. As you kind of have to avoid, like, you have to keep your eyes on the ground, because you might, if you're just focusing on being quiet, you might step into like a puddle or slip into any of the swampy marsh-like exterior. All right, Nora, what'd you get?
15.
Okay. Alberto?
22.
Okay. Lance?
24.
All right. And Marine?
23.
All right. As far as you can tell, this Groff is not noticing you. That was a not too close, but close on your part, Nora. But I imagine maybe you get a little distracted by some plants, but you're able to keep focused. You would all watch as it no longer has any attention on you. You just see it kind of burst out and just sort of like with its claws just scoop up this little colony of pest mascots, and it's just like nom, 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 nom. As you can see it now in its full like canine form as it's eating these pest mascots, and you can see the little green light that you saw. You would see these two little figures run out from under the tree. They're probably about 3.5 feet tall. They have these sort of a little bit of bioluminescence from underneath their skin that kind of creates a green light. But you can notice they're both wearing these kind of like leaf crafted shorts, basically. And they have these like really rudimentary spears. As you can see, they are their skin without the actual green glow is sort of a pale white that kind of flows to a pinkish color. As you can see, these fronds coming off the sides of their heads that are kind of flower-like gills. As you can see, two axle-born, little axolotl folk who come running up beside the Groff. It seems to be their pet. And you can see one of them is just sort of like slowly tapping it with the little rudimentary spears. The other one is trying to grab as many pest mascots as possible away from the Groff so that they actually have some. They seem to have been using the Groff to hunt. As you could just see them kind of like speaking in a language you don't understand at the Groff, yelling at it. As then you could see one of them just kind of looking out into where you all were, as if it maybe spotted you at first, but you have disappeared. It's just scratching its head as two Axelborn with their pet Groff. But you can keep moving if you want.
Yeah, we'll.
Unless you want to talk to them.
I
Well.
Robogoblin once.
So Shannon, because I know what they sound like.
Yeah, they might know something.
Hello, friend.
Ah, okay.
Just gonna help myself.
You see one of them kind of looks, the one that was scratching its head perks up and it looks across and it just sort of just barely sees you because the pass without a trace is still on.
Mm-hmm. I'll move out of the radius of the pass without a trace.
You guys are not ready for this.
Oh, hello there! I thought I saw you out there.
Jesus. Hello, friend. We are actually students.
Oh, you're big. Oh, you're a big one.
I am big. I am pretty big. How are you? My name's Alberto. What's your
Alberto. Smile.
name?
He holds his
Smile.
hand out. See the other one behind him kind of like drops a bunch of pest mascots as he kind of rushes forward to shake your hand as well. They seem to be very social, despite the fact that they were definitely going to potentially attack you. And the other one holds his hand as, hello!
Hello.
I'm Slime!
Hello, Slime. Nice to meet you. My name is Alberto, and I am alone right now.
You're all by yourself out here?
Yeah.
What, do you need some friends?
Yeah, sure.
There's no one else with you?
No.
You shouldn't go around these parts by yourself. That's why it's always Slime and Smile here together with our Groff. You sure? I thought I heard some more folks.
All right. Yeah, there's more people here, but they don't want to show themselves because they're hiding.
I don't believe him.
Hello.
See?
Oh, hi there. Well, you all should be a bit more careful. You probably shouldn't have announced yourself to us like that. We would have never done that. We're just trying to scrape up some pests for dinner. And you should probably get out of here because this is very dangerous around these parts. Right?
Speaking of dangerous, do you happen to know of any other individuals that may or may not have their own have made their own journey through here?
No. Nope.
I don't believe
definitely
you.
not.
Yep, I don't believe you.
Are
You
sure
don't
about
see
that,
any
friend?
students come through here. It's too dangerous. Just like it's too dangerous for you, and you should leave.
I didn't say student. I said individual.
Well, most of the people around these parts are students, except for the dangers, and you should not be here.
May I please determine whether or not I believe this little thing?
I think your passive insight would show that he's not being completely forthright.
My passive insight shows that you're not being completely forthright with us.
That sounds like a you problem.
I'm gonna step up over to them. How tall are they?
They're 3.5 feet tall.
Cool, because at least my short ass could fucking tower over them.
Oh, that's right, because you're like 5 feet tall, right?
5 feet. As I'm just going to tower over them and just be like, have you seen any other Tritons?
What's Triton?
Me. One like me, but blue.
Slime, what have you heard about? You seen any Tritons? I've not seen any Tritons, Smile. We just learned what the Triton is today. Right, Slime? That's right, Smile.
I'm looking for someone. And if you know anything, it's better for yourselves to tell me.
Give me an intimidation check.
Yeah. Very angry. Okay. God. I wish intimidation wasn't charisma. 15.
15? Yeah, they not roll well on their not to be intimidated check. You would see the Groff actually is kind of looking up from its feast of pests and does kind of growl at you a little bit as you come on a little bit more forceful towards them. As Slime, who seems to be a little bit more rough around the edges than Smile, kind of backs away from you and holds the spear out a little bit, like he's not intimidated, but Smile is putty in your hands right now. He immediately is sort of like curls up a little bit. He doesn't like fall to his knees or anything. He just sort of shrinks himself down a bit and looks up at you, and you can see he kind of like the bioluminescence shifts to kind of camouflage a little bit. You can still see his pants, but he's kind of like semi invisible in this way, in the way any kind of camouflage, like a octopus would shift. As he just sort of looks up at you and goes, we're not supposed to talk about her.
You can talk about her with me. We're family.
She's a nice lady. She's always nice to smile. And then you see Slime's like, stop it. Stop it.
Well,
They're gonna hurt us.
she's nice, but she might be in danger, and I want to help her.
Oh, a nice lady's in danger? You can help?
Yes.
Okay. And you see Slime is still like, stop it. Stop it.
Slime.
She said no. She said no. She said no. So she does this at their family. It can help. Why would we be? What's wrong with that? What are you gonna do about it, Slime? And you see Slime does kind of like, kind of just does a quick stabbing motions with his rudimentary sharpened stick, really. We're not supposed to talk about it.
We'd really appreciate it if you did.
We won't tell anyone.
You see, they won't tell anyone.
We're just trying to help here. And I actually just tower and just stretch out my wings and everything, and I just give the meanest owl look at them, and we're just trying to help you, and we don't want any trouble.
Give me an intimidation roll against Slime.
You can ask Professor Willow Dusk.
What's that?
That's
Like I said, there's no students who come here because this is too dangerous. But you guys seem
guys
pretty
want some
dangerous.
that's a 16.
Slime is not intimidated, but he does hear Lance mention food.
Hey, bud. You hungry?
What you got?
Got a burger. I didn't want it. Holding on to it. Really meaty. It's like beef, and it's got some vegetables on it, some bread.
Bread. You see, he
Pretty hearty.
holds the spear to the side, no longer pointed at you. And he kind of scuffles up and just like grabs it out of your hands and scuffles back. You got more? You got more?
I got more food, yeah.
He looks to Smile and he just nods to Smile. Smile looks back. He's like, "The nice lady always gives us food. That's where we were telling her secrets. But you guys gave us food, so we'll tell you her secrets."
Jesus, this is the worst.
So, where is she?
No, she's by the old ruins. Or this last time we saw her. She told us not to come back there.
Have you seen anyone else around her?
No. But she's always, the last time we saw her, she wasn't talking like she usually talks from her mouth. It was in her head, and it sounded spooky.
Where's the old ruins?
And we can show you. We can give you a safer path. We know
Please.
all the secrets about this place. That's how we're still alive.
I won't
And we
you know what?
don't tell people secrets until we do.
Come on. Let me see. Here. Let me see one of those, the food that you were gathering.
Your pest mascot?
Yes.
Easy kind of goes and grabs one off the ground. Its legs are wriggling. Hands it to you.
Okay. I'm going to just take out that potion of the making big. Just like, and I'm going to just like pour like a little bit on it and make a feast for them.
Oh, okay, all right. You see the Groff is kind of like immediately salivating as this thing gets bigger, and it starts pawing at it as it's starting to get as big as the Groff. Okay, all right. Let's tie this thing up. All right, this way. Follow us. Be very careful. Keep your head down. You should probably smear some mud on yourselves, so that if there's any demons, they don't see you. So that's what we do, at least, and it seems to work. So smear some mud on your faces and follow us.
And I'll do that. I'll roll around the ground.
Mud all over.
You see Slime is just always next to Lance when walking, and just occasionally just sort of like tugging on Lance's arms, like, got more food?
He made a buddy. Lance is like 6 feet tall.
yeah, so he just tugs on like the fur of your satyr legs.
Yeah, you just keep slipping him snacks.
Yeah, these are basically amphibian Ewoks.
That's what they reminded me of.
Axelborn are my favorite. So while you're walking with them, Smile now is very friendly and social, and he just starts talking about his life. He's like, so Axelborn, we worship the Axel dragons, and we like the mud, so we like the mud Axel dragon. But some people like the cloud Axel dragons, and I don't think they're real. Everyone talks about them. I think they're fake. I think that a bunch of Axelborn just saw a cloud that looked like a dragon, and they said that's a cloud dragon. That's our god now. But the mud is much more reliable. We should probably be quiet now.
Miriam hasn't been listening at all. Like, she's just been having like this death grip, like on like the handle, like the arch of her bow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if her knuckles could turn white, they would, because she's not happy with what she's heard.
Oh,
okay. So if everyone can give me stealth checks, and since you're being guided, these are not at disadvantage.
And we still have the +10 because I last for like an hour.
An hour, yeah. You're good there.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Nora, what'd you get?
19.
Okay. Alberto?
35.
Nice.
35?
Woo!
Nice.
Stealthy
Lance?
barbarian.
22.
Nice. And Marine?
37.
Nice.
Jesus.
The Axelborn are basically invisible while they're moving through mud, so they are fine on their rolls. Sorry, Nora, what'd you get?
19.
Okay. So you're probably, you hear Smile tell you like, oh, we're only like 20 minutes away. And there's a point when you're stealthing through where you all are probably in like waist deep mud. When you see Smile immediately kind of like, because they're swimming in it because they're 3.5 feet tall. You see Smile kind of like at a certain point sort of and just sinks underneath the mud, completely
Smear more
hiding.
mud on my face.
I'll do the same.
Or go up to the shoulders and.
Yeah. So as you kind of sink down, you hear just sort of, as something rises from the mud, probably about 50 feet from you. And you can see all this tangle of marsh plants and scum all over the shoulders and everywhere, covering almost like a cloak over them, as you can see 5 red eyes open up. As you would see a Demogoth Titan rise out of the water. It's just... And you see its legs just come out. And it's walking towards you. It doesn't see you, though. As you stay hidden underneath, you just see... It grabs these 2 tall marsh trees and pulls itself over all of you. It's just... As it's just moving around, as you all just feel like your hearts sink into your stomachs, as this 5-horned, 5-armed, 5-eyed creature just crawls over with all these spikes coming off of its back and these bones and muck of corpses of creatures that it's killed, as it just... And then it moves past. A few moments pass. And then... Well, that was a close one.
What the hell was that?
It was a demon. But the mud worked.
Great job on that. And I'll just slide an apple at Smile.
Oh, thank you. Eats it all
I'm
down.
so terrified in my life.
You just made that too. Nora, you just made the stealth check.
Good.
But you move past the Demogoth Titan. 15 minutes go by as you start to hit more solid ground, which makes you feel the ruins are probably close by. As Smile would look up to Marine and say, if you look closely, you can kind of see them from here. If you come up here, and kind of hops into, pulls himself up into a tree. And if you follow, he would point, and you could see through the mist. There's sort of an area where you can see a lot of old stone structures that have been worn through the ages. Likely they were here when this was less of a wetlands. So you can see some of it's been sunken into watery pits, but generally it's covered in dense fog. And you can see surrounding it this is actually a cemetery. As you can see some rusted or broken iron fencing, and some sunken graves. This seems to be an old temple within a cemetery. Graveyard, actually, because it has a temple. So that's where we saw her last.
Thank you. Thanks. You need to go.
Thank you so much for your help, Smiling Slime.
Yeah,
No problem at all. You got any more food? Food.
Oh,
I dump all my rations out for them.
Just the rest of what I got.
Thank you.
Try and save some.
They start talking in another language. Does anyone speak Aquan?
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Triton. Slime is definitely saying, Smile is saying like, oh, they were really nice. While Slime is saying, hey, it doesn't matter, they're going to die.
Oh.
We'll come back. When the nice lady's not here, we'll come back. We'll take whatever else is on them.
Okay.
I look to them and just in Aquan, I say, I'll die when I'm dragged to the depths of the abyss.
You see Smile dives into some mud, thinking he's gone completely invisible. Well, Slime is just sort of... This is his first time he's actually been scared of any of you. Before, he was completely unafraid of you all. He's like,
I turn away and I just start stealthily making my way towards the ruins.
Slime runs as fast as he can away as the two of them disappear into the mist. Well, Smile is still in that puddle.
Lance just waves by.
All right, so you are going to approach the graveyard stealthily.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
All right, everybody give me stealth checks. I would say by this point, Past Without a Trace is worn off. And if anyone wants to do perception checks as well.
What do you want first? Stealth or perception?
Stealth first.
Dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20 from Nora. Alberto.
14.
Okay. Lance.
22.
Okay. And Marine.
Is this for stealth or perception?
Stealth first.
Stealth first is 23.
Okay. All right. So as far as you all know, you are moving quietly through and nothing has noticed you. But let's get those perception checks for those who want to do so.
21 for Nora.
Oh, okay. 15.
5.
21, 15, 5. And Marine?
15.
15. Okay. Okay. I'd say anyone who got an 17 or higher, and Marine, I'd say your passive can cover that, would start to hear what sounds like chanting from what seems to be the central ruin, which is the old ruin of the mausoleum in the temple here. As you can see some blue light coming from it with that perception check as well. Generally, this is it's all a sunken graveyard. So you see upturned headstones. You see some larger crypts that have kind of sunken in or are covered in vegetation. All of this is surrounding this central temple in the middle, where you see the blue light coming, and those of you who got high enough in perception can hear chanting.
Knowing that Marine probably saw this, and I know that she's really focused on helping her sister, I can break whatever's happening right now if you want me to, and we can just go in. I can disrupt it.
Please.
All right, how far away are we, Sean?
You're about 50 feet away from the entrance.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you just going to shoot it at the walls, at the entrance? How are you? What's the target area?
I'm gonna shoot it at the entrance. I'm trying to get them to stop what sounds like a ritual. So
the chanting only sounds like one voice.
I'm still trying to stop it.
Okay.
I don't remember if you said it, but are there like, is there ruins? Are there like, is it like open air? Like, is the light coming from like?
So the light is, to describe it a little bit better, it's kind of like a circular tower that goes up, and there's like a hole in the ceiling where the light's coming from, and then there's an entrance area that's also a bit broken down. It's not fully open air, but it is exposed, and you can see light coming out.
All right, in that case, since I have my new fly ability, I don't want to go too high, but I want to get high
see
enough.
Inside?
Yeah, I want to get high enough that I can see inside.
Okay.
And
Give me a
so
perception check on looking inside.
13.
Okay, that's not bad. It wasn't that super high of a DC since you're flying above it. Inside, you would see the walls are so it is a mausoleum, so you can see kind of the walls are thick because they would have held remains inside them. You can see in the center is an altar, but you see a figure standing there. The chanting seems to be coming from them. They are writing in a book at the altar. It's kind of glittering this blue light, the text that they're putting down. Mm-hmm. And above them, you would see that same amorphous spectral ghost that you all fought in the carnival, with what looks like a tether that goes to the person. And the chanting is actually seeming to come from the ghost as the individual is writing in the book.
Okay. All right, I'm going to lower down, and I'm still gonna do it at the door, hoping that the force of the fireball will like knock them off balance and kind of cut them off from what they're doing. All right, so fireball. It is a dexterity save on your part, 14.
Natural 1.
Nice. All right, so this whole thing is going to take 8d6, which I'm going to roll on D&D Beyond. 32 points of fire damage.
Okay, so you would watch as part of the wall, kind of where you aim this, gets sort of ignited, plant life on it starts to burn, and it does become, the concussiveness of it does crack it a little bit and send kind of some of the stones flying as it opens the tower up a bit more. And you can see the blue light doesn't go away, but the chanting stops.
Go.
And I rush over with my axe.
Run in.
Okay, when you all run in, you would see the same figure that you saw originally in the carnival, who was watching and was precipitating a lot of this, is like kind of like slung over the altar, like they got pushed forward onto it. As you can see, that spectral ghostly form is hovering above, and just sort of lets out this sort of wailing screech at the interception of all of you. What do you do?
Can Thorn Whip like grapple? I'm looking at the
I think it just pulls.
Yeah, okay. I want to try and do that and pull them away from the book.
The figure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and give me the attack roll for that. The specter seems to be kind of emanating up from what looks like on the altar is sort of an urn or phylactery, one might say, that the figure seems to have grabbed onto and is holding tight to their chest. What did you get in that rep roll?
30-20.
Yeah, that'll grab him and pull him.
And that's gonna be 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, and you're so you pull them towards you? Or is that how the spell works? I don't actually know how the spell works.
Yeah, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
Okay, you would see the figure gets pulled towards you, and they kind of like are grasping onto this phylactery as they fall back onto their back. In front of all of you. You can see them there. They have the hood on, the mask on. They're clutching at this phylactery that the tether of the ghost is coming out of. You can see ahead of them, you can see whatever they were working on in the book. They also threw themselves over it to protect it from the fire.
I'll try to unrobe this mysterious individual. Like, pull the hood off.
You would very clearly see a Triton that looks very similar to Marine, but a bit younger. Their eyes are glowing blue, and their mouth is just sort of muttering words as the specter is hanging over all of you. As in your minds, you would hear the specter saying, "Mergaxon must pay. You cannot stop this. As Uvain would then struggle to stand up and push herself away from all of you. Clasping at this phylactery, she is going to try to run away from you all. And she tries to run up to the book.
Can we stop them? Or
I'm
Bless the book.
going to cast web.
Okay. Excellent. Does that have a saving throw on it or anything?
Yeah, let me look here.
Something else you would notice is that what usually was just sort of this getup to conceal her identity is now kind of covered in different patches of like moss and other witherbloom-esque growths, fungi, some twigs and whatnot are growing in her hair. Nothing that's like fusing with her necessarily, but her is kind of going all over. It reminds you of what you researched, the pledge mages, the witherbloom pledge mages who lose themselves to the wilds.
My sister, it's a dex save.
Natural 1. She is caught in the piranha webs.
And now she is restrained. And let me double check here. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the web or until it breaks free. And to break free is a strength check. So, for future things. But, yeah, no, like, Marine just, like, runs up, like, Louvain! Louvain, snap out of it!
You see, she stares back at you blankly as these blue eyes are there and this same kind of muttering lips as she's still attempting to clutch. The webs are holding her kind of open, but she's attempting to pull the phylactery closer to herself again.
I look up at the specter and just... I'm going to end you. And I'm going to try to rip the phylactery, like, away from her.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a athletics check.
Can I help her by thorn whipping Levain's hand?
Yeah, I'll give her advantage.
Oh, thank God for that help. Is it 16?
It's Louvain only rolled a 2, so
Okay.
So you're able to rip the phylactery. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
As Louvain's eyes would then return to normal, as she would kind of.
Nat 20!
Woo!
Okay, you are able to resist the possession of the specter, and you see it just sinks back into the phylactery, which, as you hold in your hand, would notice says on it, Urzmaktok. You would start to hear some commotion outside, as you would then see a light shine up above, shining down into all of you, and then you would see 2 silver quill wizards following behind Shale come walking in. To look, she gives a look to you, Nora, and nods to you. It looks like you've found who broke into the restricted section here, and who's responsible for the carnival threat. You've done excellent work. Excellent work. This is going to... Thank you so much, Nora. All of you. As the 2 silver quill mages walk over to
Wait.
Louvain.
No, I
No,
did not.
it wasn't her. It was this. She was
see-
possessed.
Shale looks at this and looks at it and goes, okay, well, we will make sure that we properly investigate this.
I don't believe her.
Yeah. How did you know?
I don't
that we
believe
were
her. Can
here?
I don't want to ask you, can I roll insight, but I don't believe her.
You go off of whatever your instincts are. She says, Trust me, this is just me trying to keep us safe on campus.
15.
We won't. She's not in trouble necessarily. We just need to fully investigate where she broke in, what this is, and why all of this is happening.
I don't believe you.
How did you get here so easy?
How did you know to come here?
Well, Nora said that you would be investigating the bayou as part of your plans.
I
But
was trying.
here specifically.
Yeah, there was like a huge devil or demon, and there was also like swamp dogs.
We have ways of moving throughout these areas with assistance from the
lying.
Witherbloom College.
lying. She's lying. She's the one responsible for this. What
gonna
happened to
go-
that nervousness in your voice?
I'm gonna go stand in front of my sister.
I'll
Yeah.
take a step closer to Shale.
Walk right
Like I
up to
said.
Joe.
Nothing must get back to the Oracle.
Why?
I'm trying to protect you.
From what?
From the Oracle?
Just come peacefully. We will let this all go. And
No.
me, the phylactery.
Don't do it. Don't give it to her.
I put
No.
myself in front of them and just take out my axe.
My hands start glowing blue with my Eldritch Blast. I don't believe you. We don't believe you. Why must Morgexer pay?
That's where we're going to end today.
I knew you were gonna do that. No. Ooh.
Stop that!
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Why do you keep going? We don't have to do the power hour. We just keep going.
God damn it.
As our heroes have found what presumably is the journal of Urzmaktok,
TikTok.
as Urzmaktok and his phylactery, and your sister, Louvain, just in time for Shale, the Dean of Radiance, to check up on you.
Check out.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
We
I
will find
encourage
out.
You.
Truthfully, Shannon, as soon as you said, I would go to Shale, I was like, oh, excellent.
Oh my god.
I just didn't like how she was talking to you, like, during the whole thing. I was just like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. I don't like her tone. Now she's here. I'm just like,
Shale.
And Shale.
what's your last name, Shale?
Shale Baxter.
Where's my TikTok?
Okay, so that is it for today's session. We will see you all soon for the next session, the finale of the Arcane Quandaries of Strixhaven, and we'll get into that. We're going to end this stream and very shortly start our Sean and Shannon Power Hour, where I'm sure Shannon will want
scream at Sean about
talk
this
a little bit about this, and we'll recap our other show, the Advantage in Paradise. But thank you, everyone, for sticking around with us, hanging out through the ups and downs of this session. It was a very fun session. I really enjoyed it. We'll go around and everyone can say what their favorite moment was and who they are and where we can find them. And then we will get ready for the next stream, Shannon. So why don't we start with Shannon yeah.
Okay.
Who are you and what was your favorite moment?
Hi, I'm Shannon. I live here. This is my Paradise home. My nerd home is Paradise Productions. I play here. I community manage here, and I'm so just I want to keep going. I had so many favorite moments. Truthfully, I really enjoyed the challenge of getting into the restricted section. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right. I'm just going to go counterclockwise. Jorge, where can we find you and what was your favorite moment?
It's me, RoboGoblin, and you can find me at TTRPGibbs on Twitch and on Twitter, and I'll post stuff there, and we're probably gonna do an event this next weekend to raise money for the Rob Elementary School community, and you can find my pinned tweet is actually the form where you can sign up if you want to help out or play with us, and my favorite moment, it was the challenges of the restricted section. It was so good, but also I love Smile and Slime.
Yes.
Anytime I can do that voice, I'm always excited.
And I pass it down to Sarah.
Yes, I am Sarah. I'm Serendipity Cause on basically everything. I cosplay and do various TTRPG related things of interest. And my favorite bits were, it was fun trying to figure out ways around all the little trials, getting into the restricted section, but also the betrayal of Shale. I'll never forgive. I'm going to be thinking about that for a few days, I think.
Yep. Same.
Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Kelsey, also Roguzu on Twitter and YouTube, where I draw a bunch of things. I'll draw your favorite D&D moments. I'll draw your favorite characters. And on YouTube, I talk about my own story, the first campaign I ever ran called Atlantis. And I've been Marine, and my favorite moment... Yeah, see, that's art that I did. Yeah.
It's Scarlet.
It's Scarlet.
Yeah. My favorite moment, selfishly, is anything involving my sister Louvain. And just as soon as just like the handwriting, I was just like, I knew.
Sounds very good at that.
Yeah. It's so good. I love that like reveal, and then like fighting my sister, and now I get to protect her because that makes me emotional because I play her in a different game and I love her very much. So, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you were like, and I have this little sister who ran away, I was like, perfect, excellent.
I can use it.
Like, here you go. I hand you the weapon.
And you the knife.
You go.
I've been Sean. I am the creative director here at Paradise Productions, and I've been loving playing with you all. It's been very fun to not only play with some folks I haven't gotten to play with before, but also just to try something new. So this has been a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone.
What's your favorite part, Sean?
Let's see. I like to do I'll rapid fire each of you, a favorite moment from each of you. Shannon, I just absolutely loved your reaction to the journal not being there. Just the pure seething anger. just the pure anger. And also this is not a moment of yours, but this is just a thing. So it's been really fun to watch you play with a +1 stealth modifier as opposed to your +15 in our other game. Robo, I mean, generally speaking, just like anytime Alberto just chimes in with some supportive statement is always great. But I loved the moment, especially because we were joking before of like Alberto is a big ass owl, and then for you to actually then be the big ass owl to intimidate was super good. Lance is just too cool for school always, which is great, especially when it comes to this point when you all are like, we gotta intimidate these little Axelborn. You're like, hey, you want cheeseburger?
You hungry?
So good.
And then Marine just anytime the same thing, like when you I was like, I knew all I had to say was you recognize, and then see you be like and then for everyone, just all of the joking around about Nora playing a claw machine in the beginning. Everyone was part of that. That was very fun. I loved the claw machine part. All right, folks, thanks for sticking around for our favorite moments. Go follow these lovely folks. Go check out what they're doing, support their great causes and their art. And we will see you all very soon. We're going to end stream now, and we're going to be going back into the waiting screen momentarily for Shannon and I to jump into the power hour. So have a good evening, and hopefully, if you can stick around for the power hour. But otherwise, we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.